horses, arrows blackening out the sky. A Mamluk line is breaking, and every man in that valley thinks he's watching the usual Mongol ending. But this time, the army everyone feared is already riding into a trap. Dust fills your mouth before fear does. You taste dirt, leather, blood. Your horse trembles under you, not from exhaustion, from noise. Drums, horns, screaming. The kind of noise that means men are dying close enough to touch. Ahead, the line is folding, not bending, folding. Mongol riders burst through the haze in waves, bows already bent, arrows coming so fast they sound like cloth ripping over your head. A rider on your left jerks backward in the saddle. Another drops his reins and starts praying before he hits the ground. And for one awful moment, everyone in the valley believes the same thing. This is how the Mongols end you. The line peels back. Some men are pulling away on purpose. Some are running because panic is stronger than orders. From the ridge, it looks like collapse. That's the point. But the Mongols don't know that yet. We're inside a Mamluk plan now, one so dangerous it can get you killed even if it works. Because the tactic that broke the Mongol war machine at Ain Jalut wasn't a miracle weapon. It was a trap built out of Mongol habits. And the only way to spring it is to look like you're dying first. By 1260, the Mongols are more than an army. They're a system. Scouts ahead, signals, discipline, horse archers who fire while moving. Units that can pressure, spread, fake retreat, then turn and butcher a broken enemy in pieces. They don't just kill armies, they make commanders panic before the real battle even starts. That's why they feel unstoppable. Because once you believe you can't be beaten, you start making the mistakes that let them win faster. The Mamluks, under Kutuz, with Baybars playing a key battlefield role, understand that. They also understand something else. If they fight this in open space, on Mongol terms, they get cut apart. So they choose ground that steals options. Ain Jalut, broken terrain, tight approaches, a valley shape that can funnel movement and hide men in folds of land and dust, if your timing holds. If it doesn't, you don't get a second chance. And the plan begins with the most dangerous move possible. Show the Mongols exactly what they expect to see. A forward Mamluk force hits, trades, then gives ground. Not a full rout, just enough to look messy, enough to trigger instinct, enough to make a Mongol commander think, I've seen this before, they're cracking. That matters because Mongol warfare runs on rhythm, probe, pressure, arrow volleys, break cohesion, chase, finish. They're masters at it, but rhythms can be used against you. The Mamluk front riders wheel, shoot, pull back. Dust rises, visibility drops. Commands become half-heard. Drums and horns cut through the chaos like blades. A rider glances back too long, arrow in the neck. Another unit drifts too wide, almost exposes a hidden position. Hands tighten on reins. Men breathe too fast. Someone yells the Mongols are through. Someone else screams to hold. You can't even tell who outranks who anymore because everyone is coated in the same dirt. This is what people miss about traps. A trap doesn't feel clever when you're inside it. It feels like the plan is failing. And for a moment, it almost does. The Mongols press harder than expected. They don't just chase. They cut angles, shooting into withdrawal paths, trying to turn controlled fallback into real rout. That's what they do best. Punish movement, punish hesitation, turn one bad step into 10. Then it happens. A Mamluk group starts to break for real. Not bait, not planned, real fear. One man bolts, then 3, then more. You can feel panic spreading like fire through dry grass. If too many run, the hidden reserves will be forced out early just to patch the gap. And if the Mongols spot the reserves before they fully commit forward, the whole trap dies in the open. This is a split-second gamble. And this is where commanders become legends, or graves. Kutuz commits to the hold, not by sounding retreat, by forcing enough men forward long enough for the Mongols to come in deeper, closer, farther into the funnel, farther from clean maneuver, farther from the battle shape they control. The drums change. One signal, then another. Not panic, timing. This is tradecraft now, the part that decides whether armies survive. The Mamluk forward force does not run straight. It peels back in patterns, drawing pursuit down lanes. Dust and terrain hide the true depth behind them. Hidden cavalry stay offline, concealed, not wasted early, not exposed on first contact. Reserves are held for the moment of enemy commitment, not the moment of friendly panic. That difference is everything. Because against the Mongols, if you spend your reserve just to survive the first blow, you're probably already dead. You hold it to break the machine. And the machine is about to step where it can't recover. The Mongols take the bait. They surge. More riders commit forward. Momentum builds. Pressure starts to look decisive. In most battles, this is where the enemy collapses and the killing begins. But the dust hides something. The valley hides something. And then the signal is given. The reserves explode out, not trickling in, exploding. Mamluk cavalry slam from concealed positions into the Mongol flanks. Fresh horses, organized formations, men who have been waiting while the front line bled to buy seconds. It hits like a door slamming. Forward pressure turns into compression. The Mongols, who usually build the encirclement, feel one forming around them. And for the first time in battle, the hesitation appears. Small, but fatal. A horse checks. A rider turns to signal. Another looks for room that isn't there. Archers who need flow suddenly fight in a shape that steals it. Pursuit lanes become choke points. Dust that helped the chase now blinds the retreat. And the Mamluks do not give them time to reset. That's the secret tactic. Not just a feigned retreat. The Mongols knew feigned retreat better than anyone. This was a counter-feigned collapse. Fused to terrain, concealment, reserve discipline, and timing. The Mamluks made the Mongols read the battle exactly the way the Mongols had trained the world to read it, then punished that read. They used the war machine's instincts against itself. And when a system built on momentum loses momentum in the kill zone, it starts bleeding in chunks. Now the fighting turns savage, close, loud, no clean lines. Horses screaming, men dragged from saddles, arrows fired at near distance, steel where there should have been open space. Mongol officers try to stabilize, re-angle, punch out, restore flow, because movement is how that machine survives. But the valley keeps stealing options, and the Mamluk pressure keeps landing before recovery. This is what makes Ain Jalut hit so hard. Not just that the Mongols were stopped, that they were made to hesitate inside a battle they thought they controlled. And once that crack appears, fear moves both ways. The men who rode into that valley expecting the usual Mongol ending begin to feel something almost impossible. The unstoppable force is looking for an exit. You feel it before you can prove it. The noise changes. The confidence changes. The charge changes. What started as terror starts turning into belief. Not certainty, because battle never gives you that, but belief that the giant can bleed, that the machine can jam, that history can break pattern. Ain Jalut did not erase the Mongols from history. It did something more dangerous to their legend. It broke the spell, not with a miracle, with discipline under panic, with reserves held when men begged for help, with signals in dust, with a trap that looked like defeat until the door slammed shut. And that's why this battle still echoes, because the tactic wasn't secret, just because no one had seen pieces of it before. It was secret because almost nobody could hold their nerve long enough to assemble all of it, while the Mongols were already coming at full speed. At Ain Jalut, the Mamluks didn't just fight the Mongols. They fought the idea that the Mongols always win. They let that idea ride deep into a valley, then they closed the gate. History never dies. It just echoes. Subscribe for more.